May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds, whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth. May all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another. As a mother who risks her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hate or resentment. Whether standing, walking, or sitting, lying down or when awake, one should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here. Not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision, removing desires for sensual pleasures, one comes never again to birth into wombs. With this metta thought, let us begin our meditation. We repeat these instructions every day. Today again I want to repeat them to remind all of us. With this metta thought in mind, let us focus our mind on our breathing without using words, concepts, ideas, but just pay total, undivided, bare attention to. And then as we breathe in and out, we experience the rising and falling of breath. Then we notice along with our breath, feeling changes, feeling rises and falls. Mental awareness of perception rises and falls. Consciousness arises and falls. All these breath, feelings, perceptions, thoughts, and consciousness always changing as we breathe in and breathe out. They always change. When we notice these changes, then the mind, the breath, the body becomes calm and more peaceful. At that state, our clinging, craving does not arise. This calm, peaceful state normally is disturbed when greed arises. And then, therefore, greed does not arise in this very calm, peaceful mental state. then the mind, breath and the body become even more calm, more relaxing, more peaceful. That time our metta feeling we feel that we all are one without any distinction. We feel all of us are one single breathing unit. When this feeling of metta arises, no resentment or anger arises in our mind, because these two cannot exist together. Metta and resentment, these are diametrically opposite mental factors. And then we feel even more calm, more relaxed and more peaceful. At that state, sometimes people are so relaxed, so peaceful that they fall asleep. And we have to watch ourselves not to succumb to sleepiness. We must stay awake. We normally don't get too many opportunities to practice meditation. Once we have it, we save it, preserve it, protect it, and arouse our energy to prevent sleepiness. When sleepiness is overcome, the opposite of sleepiness can arise. That is restlessness and worry. We become restless, recollecting things in the past, incomplete things that we have done inadvertently wrong, and that is one reason why the mind becomes restless. And then also mind can go to the future, planning all kind of things for the future. That also can make us restless. So we have to avoid these two extremes and try to keep the mind focused in the present moment. Present moment you can notice easily when you focus the mind on the breath. Breath can be noticed in the present moment. We cannot notice the past breath or future breath, but the present breath. And we anchor our mind on the present breath and notice it again rising and falling, rising and falling, rising and falling. Then of course, in spite of all this practice, all this experience, we may have doubt about ourselves. We may have doubt about the Buddha, the Dhamma, or the practitioners. You may that time recall to your mind the Buddha is the one who perfected mindfulness meditation, and he knew all about it. With this experience, he taught us mindfulness meditation. Secondly, the Dhamma, the mindfulness itself, is so profound and powerful that we can practice it to achieve the same clarity, purity, and power. Also, we know that we already have overcome 4 impediments called hindrances, such as greed, resentment, sleepiness and drowsiness, restlessness and worry. So we ourselves have achieved something. So we can have trust in ourselves, confidence in ourselves. With this trust and confidence, as we keep practicing, we become delightful. Joy arises that we are so successful in achieving something. This joyful mental state makes the mind and body and breath even calmer and more peaceful. That is another state that leads to happiness. Happiness is not excitement, not agitation, but making the mind sharp, clean and purified. With that state we gain concentration, true concentration. And this concentration is right concentration. So we will not become like vegetable without knowing anything. In this concentration, our mind with sharpness, clarity and purity can observe subtlest changes at even cellular level. Things are constantly changing without remaining the same for even for 2 consecutive moments. And that helps us tremendously to understand impermanence as it is. And that is the level where we overcome our greed, hatred and delusion completely. We can uproot them from our mind. That is our final goal. We can achieve that. We can reach it step by step, slowly and surely. With this in mind, let us continue our practice. By means of these meritorious deeds, may I never join with the foolish. May I join with the wise until I have attained Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, friends, it is time to answer your questions, if you have any. I don't see you. I cannot hear you, nor can I see you. Okay. I can see one question now. Yes. Send me your question to me now. Is it the craving that joins one's life to the next, the same death proximate karma? Okay. Death proximate karma has, you don't have to at that moment karma is prepared. You need consciousness and desire. When you have desire, which as I mentioned in my yesterday's talk, that is called seamstress. The job of a seamstress is to join two fabrics together, two pieces together. Similarly, consciousness of this life, fully charged with greed, ignorance, reproduce its own image in the next life. And that is how the next life begins. In the next life, all materiality, mother's ovum, father's sperm, both cells are there ready to receive consciousness, without which none of these two factors can work. Only materiality has only form, and it has elements, earth element, air element, water element, fire elements, And these are the elements. These elements themselves do not make a life. They do not have power to make life. If these things can make life, a table, chair, bell, and all inanimate objects can have life, should have life. Since they don't have consciousness connected with, charged with greed and ignorance, they don't have life. In order to have life, these three things must come together, particularly greed, ignorance, and consciousness. Therefore, even though that is not something permanent, eternal entity, but we call it a being, satta. Satta. Satta is defined by the Buddha in Samyutta Nikaya, satto asattoti satto. It looks like playing on words, but it gives very real, deep meaning. That means that entity which clings to an object with greed, ignorance, and then that clinging is called, that entity that clung to an object with greed and ignorance and consciousness is called satta. The Buddha is not called a satta because he is free from greed, ignorance, and karma. He is free. Karmic results. Karma itself is free. And therefore Buddha is called asatta. There is a statement in the Dhammapada, asattan sugatang buddhang tamang brahmi. Therefore, this is important to remember. Consciousness charged with ignorance and desire must be present to make a life. Next question. I saw a video about sound meditation where we direct our awareness towards sounds, and this was given as an alternative to bring awareness aware of bodily sensations when we feel bored with that meditation. Is it okay to follow such a practice if we feel it helps us build awareness and concentration? Well, in our instructions, our practice, friends, we don't change horses in midstream. We don't advise people to change horses in midstream. You have to continue your practice on mindfulness the way we recommend. I mentioned if I ask you to drill 100 feet deep hole, you may logically drill or make 10 feet deep holes. 10 holes, each with 10 feet deep. And you logically have dug 100 feet. So you come and tell me, Bhante, I dug 100 feet, but I could not get water. If you want to get water, you have to drill 100 feet in one place. If you keep changing, you cannot find water. So we want you to find water. Don't change the subject. Don't change the horse in midstream. You continue focusing your mind on breath. It sometimes sounds like boring, tiring and monotonous. That is the way it is. So you have to stay on the breath. If it does not work, you stay on the feeling of the breath. The feeling also arises, as I mentioned at the very beginning. I gave a whole lot of things in a sort of capsule, in a nutshell. You have to decompress it in order to get more detail. And then, if the feeling is not working, boring, you become aware of your perception, or become aware of your thought. There are so many things within the system for you to focus your mind on.
Hello.
Don't go out of.
These are really nice chocolates, maybe for Bhante.
I think
And then there's these two.
this too good.
I think you have to stop
That's for you?
For at home, it's fiber gummies.
Okay, good.
Please,
Okay.
please
Did you find your things?
They don't have
stop,
it.
Okay.
stop your talk. Stop
Else
your
they have
talk.
Halloween.
I think it
It's
is
fun.
better to.
I think.
How about
Yeah, let's get this. Yeah. Forgot about this.
I don't know what.
Let's get to work then.
get to the door?
Okay, I don't know how to stop this outside noise coming. Okay. Okay. Another question. When person passes away, how does a good karma, merit, or bad karma, demerit maybe, will transfer into life after life? What is the process for this? Yes. Good karma, as we mentioned repeatedly, or bad karma, is in your package we call consciousness. Consciousness is the seed. Karma is the field. And craving is the moisture. Now, in your consciousness is the seed of growing another life. Then your karma, good or bad, plants in this karma, good or bad, is the field in which this consciousness planted. This is a sort of a metaphorical expression, figurative speech. And then we need greed to moisture it, to nourish it. It is the greed that nourishes. All these are in that particular moment of consciousness that reproduce its image in the next life. We have to understand this you cannot see materially. This is completely immaterial mental factor. That is called mentality. This has we have no way to show this in a lab in a with powerful microscopic lens, magnifying glass. There is no way to see this. This is a power that comes from one life to another as power not exactly as it is, but it is power. Its reproduction will appear in the next life. That is how good karma or bad karma. In this life, friends, I mentioned yesterday, we are almost inundated with greed, desire, ignorance. Once we have them, we commit all kind of things, may be wholesome or unwholesome. And therefore, we already prepared our next life, we prepared in this life. And it begins to take fruit or results in the next life, along with birth. And therefore, that is how we carry our previous lives, come to the next life. We also say we, that we use the word in order to express the ideas. We must use convention. We agree to use you, me, he, she, and so on. These are conventions. When we really, according to Dhamma, analyze ourselves, we don't see you, we, he, and so on. Even if you analyze this personality in physics, chemistry, biology, and so forth, you cannot see a person in your analysis. But we use this convention to address, to communicate the ideas that arise in us. All this, what we call phenomena, and we have to. This is what I say. Right understanding makes things clear. So long as we do not have right understanding, this becomes a big puzzle to everybody. When feeling restless, I do walking meditation. Do you have any advice when meditating this way? My understanding is that the focus is on the contact of foot to earth. Is this your recommendations? Yes, that is very good. You first focus. One thing I must say, all this happens very quickly, but you start focusing mind, touching the foot with the earth or ground. Along with that, you experience feelings. Along with that, you experience perception. Along with you experience some thought arising. Along with you experience consciousness. See, in one touch, you experience feeling, perception, thought, and consciousness. Your foot is the body, Then you experience feeling, perception, thought, and all the 5 aggregates. You experience instantly, very quickly. Friends, you cannot isolate them. You cannot separate feeling from the body. You cannot separate perception from the body. You can separate thought from the body. You can separate consciousness from the body. And you cannot separate body from them. They all are together, working together, arising together, passing away together so quickly. What we have to do is just to pay attention to whichever is prominent. And then others disappear at that time. Then next time something else becomes prominent. Like one time you experience feeling, one time you experience, when you experience feeling more prominent, you focus your mind on that. If your touch on the touch is more prominent, you focus your mind on the touch. If your thought is more prominent, focus your mind on that. And see, this thought is rising and falling, this perception is rising and falling, this feeling is rising and falling, and so forth. All you need to do is to become aware of rising and falling. They happen all the time. But one of those aggregates become more prominent than the other. Okay? Then another question. Bhante ji, may I know letting go covers the context of next karma to get rid of 3 types of tanha? Thank you. Yes, very good. Let go. Let go is the key. Let go. If you do not let go, everything will come back to you. You have to let go of everything. But be careful. Unless you attain full enlightenment, don't try to let go of everything. You break your neck. And therefore take it easy, and as your understanding develops, it happens naturally. You don't have to struggle and make plans and so forth. Don't say that, okay, I let go of this much today, and I let go of this much tomorrow, and let go of, in a week, finish, kaput, I don't have anything. Don't make any plans like that. But keep practicing. Everything will reveal to you. Everything will take place gradually, slowly, as they happen. Let that happen. But you have to strive to keep your mind focused on rising and falling, rising and falling, rising and falling, rising and falling. That's you have to do. Others will take place as the mind is ready. Okay. Next question. Can you tell us what it means to experience Nibbana here, now and now, within body and mind, this that is conditioned? Okay. Is there a difference between Nibbana here and now and Nibbana after death? Yes, to the first question, Nibbana here and now, there is a wrong view. Ditta Dhamma Nibbana is one wrong view. There is a right attainment of Nibbana in this life. Without overcoming completely all the defilements, you cannot say, I experience Nibbana here and now. But when you know for sure, because to make sure of anything, you got to look at yourself, introspect, without I, my, myself, and so forth, I, my, mine. You look at the phenomenon. You must see what we call the mentality, materiality. What are the mental factors? What are the material factors? If you understand all of them very, very, very clearly without any doubt, they all are constantly changing, appearing and disappearing, and you have no one iota of doubt in your mind. Your greed is gone, your restlessness and worry is gone, your tension, anxiety, all these are gone, your doubt is gone, your belief in rituals, if you believe that you attain liberation by following rituals, all is completely gone, and your desire, conceit gone, your desire for existing as a form gone, as non-form is gone, then conceit, restlessness and ignorance finally. If all these are completely gone, never to have a shade of them back in your mind, then you know that you have done what is to be done, attained full enlightenment here and now in this life. And therefore, you don't wait until next life to attain Nibbana. You attain here now. However, if you have done only one half of all 10 fetters, and you still have 5 more fetters, then it is possible for you to attain Nibbana in next life or life after that. But not in this, you don't come to this life. Next life will be in one of the 5 pure abodes. In other words, you would have attained anagami, never eternal state, and then you will attain that last state of enlightenment in one of the 5 pure abodes. Aviha, Atapa, Sudasa, Sudasi, Akanitika. These are the 5 abodes. So, the Buddha attained full enlightenment here and now. And then he passed away. So, we call the Buddha one who has attained enlightenment. He said, I attain enlightenment and teach others to attain enlightenment. I attain Nibbana, Parinibbana, and teach others to attain Parinibbana. Meaning, I have attained full enlightenment and I teach others to attain full enlightenment. After whoever completely destroyed all the defilements, attain full enlightenment, that person is called one who is without 5 aggregates, without clinging. Anupada Nibbana. Anupada Nibbana. Upadana means holding. They have aggregates, form, feeling, perception, thought and consciousness, without any scruple of clinging. Therefore they are called, they attain Anupada Nibbana. and then when they pass away, they don't have anything to talk about. Okay, friends, you said not everything bad that happens to us is our karma, but still is our responsibility, right? Yes. Like if I get COVID for not wearing a mask as opposed to getting it because of bad luck or because someone wanted to transmit it to me. Well, if you get COVID, that is your negligence. You have to be very careful. If you are careful, you will not get it. Don't blame others. It happens because if you were to say people get COVID because of their bad karma, then everybody in the universe has the same bad karma. Not everybody has the same bad karma. And therefore don't give everything to karma. This is because of our own negligence, ignorance, we do it. Now that's all time I have today, friends, and thank you very much for asking this question. Hold on to other remaining questions for the next week. For now, I have to end this session. Now I want to also wish that all those who, as you mentioned, suffering from COVID-19 and taken care of by very compassionate doctors, nurses and hospital staff, may they recover very quickly and return to normal life and continue their practice and attain total liberation from samsara, not only one life, but entire samsaric existence. And also those people who lost their loved ones, and some of them may still be grieving, others who have been grieving for a long time, may they understand Dhamma and liberate themselves from their grief and live long in good health to practice Dhamma. And those doctors, nurses and hospital staffs who are taking care of these patients, may they continue their compassionate service and may not them get any of these viruses and live long in very good health to continue their noble service and themselves attain full enlightenment. Then all those who are supporting various programs in various countries out of compassion, may they continue their compassionate service and live long in good health. And those of you all have joined us today, like yesterday, and your participation helps me to do my work. Thereby I gain a lot of merits, and I enjoy this. You help me to help others, and thereby we all help each other and may live long with good health and continue your wonderful service. May you all be well, happy and peaceful. Thank you.
Sadhu, 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 sadhu. Thank you, Bhante.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, one
Sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu,
One
sadhu,
sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu,
Thank
sadhu.
you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Swami Mantra.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Bhante.
Sadhu,
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 sadhu. Thank you
sadhu.
so much.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Bye, everyone. See you next week.
Goodbye.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Bali. Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
We are fortunate to have Bhante. Thank you.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante.